Good morning, it is day 4 of the New York trip. This morning we're about to head out to go to Brooklyn Diner, which is just on Times Square. Mum wanted like an all-American breakfast kind of thing, and that's what we're doing this morning. What else are we doing this morning?
How long is it going to take to get to Central Park and stuff?
I don't know, not a clue. We're about to head out for breakfast. We've got a booking at 8 o'clock, it's now 20 to 8, so we need to get going. We had a schedule, we had a plan, and it seems to have gone a little bit out the window, so we're going to look into what we're going to figure out what we're doing when we get to breakfast. But we have also booked on to a walk-in tour around Central Park for the TV and movies location spots, which I'm very, very excited for. Another thing that we've used our Go City passes for. And yeah, I don't know, we'll take you along on the day of a bit of a misadventure, because it's probably not going to make much sense. But all you need to know is we're going to Central Park, and we really need to go get this breakfast reservation. So we've both gone for a bit of an all-American style breakfast. Mum has had pancakes with strawberries, which...
Yeah.
Is it what you wanted?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. You've got the maple syrup as well.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. And then I've gone for the home run breakfast, which is pancakes, eggs, bacon, sausage and potato, because obviously there's potato. And then we have an array of drinks. Got coffee, orange juice and water. Lovely. This is cool. Just finished having breakfast at Brooklyn Diner. Oh, I'm going over the grates. I did not like going over the grates. It was very good, but I may have had a bit too big of a breakfast and I didn't manage all of it, but it was nice anyway. And then we've taken a quick walk to Grand Central Station. I feel like I should say station with that. To have a little bit of a little look at it, and my gossip girly in me is very, very happy with that. I felt very Serena Van der Woods, and felt like Serena, but it got a little bit chaotic, a little bit busy. Now we're walking to Central Park. We're going to take a slow walk through Times Square and see all of the things, and I don't really know what we're doing, to be honest. We'll figure it out. It's taken us all of 3 days to actually manage to find a fire station that was going to let us in and get some t-shirts. We've now managed to get 2, so that's pretty cool. We managed to get, me and Sean, a t-shirt. Yeah, we managed to get one from this firehouse, which is just off Times Square, which Mum reckons is probably the best for us, because...
Well, the lady that served us to it said it would be the best as well.
Do you realise she's saying that because that's her firehouse?
Of course she's going to say it's her firehouse.
Exactly. I wanted to have a bit more of a look around it, but she seemed preoccupied by talking to someone else, so we just kind of got in, took our t-shirts, and now we're heading to Central Park to have a little wander around before our tour, our TV and movie location tour. We're also walking up one of the streets, which is going to be such a niche thing for me to talk about. There's a show running at the moment called Hadestown, and Lola Tung, who is in The Summer I Turned Pretty, which obviously I think everyone knows by now, I'm a bit obsessed with it. She's playing one of the main characters, and I really wish that we could also afford to go to that one. I also know nothing about it, so it's a bit pointless. Now we're here, I want to just go see all these shows and experience it all. And I think after seeing Book of Mormon yesterday, I'm a bit hooked. Zack and Cody's meant to be based on, because otherwise that's pretty stinking cool. I now have the sweet long Zack and Cody song stuck in my head. So apparently here is where Chandler Bing's office building was. That's where it was meant to be based. And then down here is where they filmed section of Home Alone. It's where Kevin meets the pigeon lady. I'm actually not sure if I mentioned this, but we are currently on a walking tour for TV and movies. And we're just basically getting a massive debrief of all of the places that are filmed in Central Park for TV shows and movies, and I'm massively in my element. There's been mention of Friends, there's been mention of Home Alone, Gossip Girl, and we're literally 10 minutes into this, so there's so much to cover in like an hour and a half to 2 hours that we're going to be here, and I'm obsessed. I realise I'm embarrassing myself by the amount of times I am filming this section, but it's so pretty. And then the thing you've got here is the ice string that again is also used in Home Alone 2, but it's also used in the final scene of Serendipity, which I only watched recently and fell absolutely head over heels in love with it. So that was pretty cool to be able to see. Called the Dairy, and it was used in one of the clips for Enchanted. She was explaining when we first got here that Central Park is man-made, but it was made in mind of like English parks. So now we have to be the judge of this, to whether that is accurate or not. Mum's saying it is.
To an extent. I mean, I'm saying identical, but I've been to.
I guess it's got an edge.
Elements.
So I'm trying to give you a glimpse into the tour that we're going on and pointing out things for you as we go along. However, we're currently walking along the mall, and she said it's using so many TV and movies that it's hard to list any of them off. So I'm not going to attempt to. I know she is probably going to mention this, but this is like really famously known for Gossip Girl. So I don't even think this is giving you a clear view of it, but this is like the very famous underpass, bridge thing that is used in so many films in Central Park. It's so pretty. But I was right, this is where they filmed the scene where Chuck and Blair get married in Gossip Girl. So it's very iconic. I can't get to the central bit, shall I try it? It's like in here. I feel like you're all going to recognise it.
Down a tripod, the license is $3,200. So this beautiful lake is called the lake. There you go. Featured as in Seattle. This is Central Park West, by the way. It's one of the most expensive streets to live on in Manhattan. Billionaires Row would be number one.
Cute. So from the walking tour, we've continued around Central Park a little bit more. Mostly because I wanted to go find the Alice in Wonderland statue, which would have been a really nice picture to get if there wasn't kids climbing all over it. But now we're carrying on through and we're going to go find the Met, get some pictures there. And then we'll go back and rest for a little bit because we've done a lot of walking today. I think it was 11,000 steps before we even went on the walking tour, so I wonder how many steps it's been since.
Should I give us an update?
Mum would like you to know that we have done 18,000 steps today. That means that we've just walked all of it the whole time we've walked today. We haven't got on any subways or anything like that. I think it's pretty good going. Being as the days that we have used the subway, we've gone plus 20,000 at this point. After a day of looking at all of the TV and movie stuff, of course, we've come to the Met to to try and get some iconic photos on the steps, which I'm going to take a gamble now and say it's going to be like near impossible because there is far too many people there. But the gossip girl in me really needs to attempt it. It looks like everyone's just having lunch on it. Right, we came, we saw, we conquered, we got to the Met, we took the pictures on the steps. I had to show Mum what the importance was of the steps. We did it, we got it, and then we're running away. We're going to get the subway back home, go have a rest for a bit, and get ready to go out this evening. I say we're getting to rest for a bit, but we've still got to do like a 15-minute walk through Central Park again. I mean, at least we are getting our steps in, and at least we are getting the view of Central Park and seeing all of the bits that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Waking up in your sheets feels like heaven to me. They say the best things are free. You take me higher than I've ever been. You make me wanna do it all again. I feel.
Good morning and welcome to day 5 of the New York vlog. I forgot to introduce you this morning because we're too busy getting checked out. But we have the majority of the day today, and as you can tell it's raining and I've packed our umbrellas, so we're having to use different things. But we're off to go see the Highline right this second, so we're having a bit of a walk, and I'm a little bit preoccupied by the fact that there's a school bus there. I've never seen a real life American school bus before. Highly entertained. But yeah, we're going to the Highline. We've just had breakfast. I'll see what we can update you on as we go along. So our original plans for the day were to go see Top of the Rock, to go look at the view, but this morning it was rainy and cloudy, so we've decided to come to Highline for a few hours instead. And now the sky is clearing up and it's not cloudy and it's not rainy, and Top of the Rock is the opposite side of the sea. So we're gonna go explore this for a bit and then we'll go back. Cool. Yeah.
There, it's a bit, feels a bit more natural on the neck.
The insights of my mother's brain, everyone.
Yeah, it's just. I've never thought of it before. There's never
Hey.
seen a bench with that capacity.
How you have to crane your neck.
Because you imagine you sit next to each other.
Yeah.
You turn your neck right round, haven't you?
She approves of the design, I think is what she's getting at.
It's quite.
This is so cool. Do you know how long I've dreamed about seeing this view for myself? Forever. This is so cool.
It's just.
I don't know how I'm not scared of this, to be honest. This is so cool. Very happy right now. Very, very happy. Can't see a goddamn thing really because the sun's too bright, but very happy. Thoughts?
It's just stunning. It's just can't. Words fail me.
And just like that, we are home. It has been the most incredible trip. It's been such a nice few days with Mom. I really had a good time, a lot of fun. There was a lot of walking, there was a lot of everything. I don't think I've ever explained on YouTube. I think I've always kind of mentioned it while on Instagram. But our next door neighbours have been building a house on their garden for good 5 years now. And I swear every time I sit in this position, either to get ready or to film something, or in general just sit in the spot, the next door neighbour, the man that's been building the house, just walks in and out of the garden to get to said house. I've not seen the man in 5 days. I've been away, and as soon as I sit down to film this little clip, I can see him. He's now fixing the fence panel, which means he's now watching me do this. Like, he can fully see me. This is awkward. Maybe I'll stop. He probably thinks I'm some weird person because he always finds me talking to myself here. I'm going to get back to it when he stops doing what he's doing. This is absolutely dire, isn't it? I also put some dry shampoo in my hair because it's in desperate need of a wash. It needs the Now I'm Back Home wash, but I haven't done that just yet. That is going to be one of my plans for later today. But I realised on our last day I didn't really do any explaining. I think it got to the end of the holiday and I'd kind of got very exhausted. We had a lot left still to kind of cram in, and the plans just weren't really working out very well on the last day. So I was a little bit stroppy, I won't lie to you. But then the things that I did want to do, we did end up managing doing in the end. So, you know, I'll take my wins, I'll take my losses. But the day was very busy, very, very busy. Lots to do. We had to check out, we had to make sure our bags were all packed, make sure they weren't over the weight limit, which mine almost was. So once we checked out of our hotel, we dropped our bags off with them, left them there, knew that we were going to come back later on for them because our flight wasn't until 11 o'clock on the evening. One of my faults for this trip is I didn't really think about places to eat. We had a couple of recommendations from people, but usually the recommendations were either too far afield or just weren't matching with the plans I'd already made for the day, so we just didn't end up going to them. And until right this second, I forgot that I actually had a list written down of all these places that we could go to eat. On Monday morning, we ended up bumping into this diner called the Times Eatery. It was beautiful. So we'd gone in there, it looked really cool, really chic. It was a little bit confusing to order because you kind of had like 3 stages of where you had to order food from, but then you had to pay at the top, and yeah, if it was any busier it would have been an absolute nightmare, but thankfully we were like the only ones really in there ordering, so that they could kind of help us out. I ended up getting a breakfast burrito and then went on to like a whole tangent when I got home, telling my dad about how, like, I don't know if anyone ever watched American and Ashley films. There was one called Get In There. They were driving to Salt Lake City to go watch the Winter Olympics, and the lads ended up ruining their car because they wanted hot sauce in their breakfast burrito. And I had this moment where I was like, oh my god, I'm like the boys from Get In There. Except they got upset because they wanted extra hot sauce, and I got upset because I wanted no hot sauce. And the man in the diner was making fun of me. He was like, extra? And I was like, no, please, no, I can't handle it. But the coffee was beautiful, banging. I don't know, it was a good breakfast. It was a nice find for the last day. I've literally just spent 5 days vlogging in public. Yeah, knowing that my neighbour's watching me from the window spit me out. This place for breakfast, and honestly I'm never going to stop thinking about that breakfast burrito. I never understood the concept of a breakfast burrito before because I was like, what? Bacon, eggs, cheese and avocado in this wrap was amazing. This is where I started the vlog. We went down to the Highline, had a little bit of a wander through there. It is beautiful, it's really, really pretty. I think part of me was a little bit like, okay, once we were there, I don't know. Basically the rest of the day was just kind of wandering around doing any of the last minute things that we never got to see. The reason why our day worked out the way we did is because I really wanted to go to Top of the Rock, and that was something that we were going to do on the second day. We were going to do that on day 2. Because we were kind of already in the area and it just made sense. When we woke up it was cloudy and there was just no there was no guarantee when the sun would shine, and I just didn't feel like going to the top of the Rockefeller Centre until we had a nice clear day. And it ended up being the last day, which was quite stressful because in the morning we'd woken up and we saw the news and we saw that Joe Biden was going to be literally at Rockefeller Centre that day, and we didn't know what that meant for us. We didn't know if that meant that things were going to be shut down or whatever. It started raining as well, so that morning it rained again, even though we'd been watching the weather forecast and it said it was going to be a nice day that day. So that's where I had a bit of a tantrum. It just because sometimes when you have plans in your head and they don't work out, and I didn't want to be going home from New York to have missed out on this most iconic viewpoint ever. So I was a little bit sad about that. But it all worked out in the end because we'd given ourselves the morning. We went for breakfast, we did the walk on the Highline even though it was raining, and that was really pretty to see. And once the day cleared up, we then ended up going to the Top of the Rock and just risking it. There was no issue to what we were doing, I think because the area is so big and the building's so big. He was there but we would never have known about it. So we went to Top of the Rock. It was great. The views were I don't know how to describe the views. It was incredible. I'd been putting up stories the whole time on Instagram while we've been gone, so if you've been watching along to those, you probably know all of this stuff now, and I'm probably going to sound boring to you. Once we got to the top of the rock and I saw the view of Central Park from the, like, just out of, like, I don't know how to describe it. I've always wanted to go see America. I've always wanted to go visit the States. There's just been some kind of deep-rooted desire for me to go see the US. New York was one of those big things for me. I really wanted to go see it. And I remember when I was 18, I was like planning to go do Camp America and go live out there for a little bit and go experience it. And life got in the way. I didn't do it. I chose boys over it. Which in hindsight was not a good idea. But 30-year-old me is like doing things for herself and for her younger self. When I got to the top of the rock and we could see the view of Central Park, oh, who knew this was going to make me emotional? When we got to the top of the rock and I could see the view of Central Park, it just brought back all these memories. On Tumblr, I'd always reblog that kind of image of Central Park. I've posted it on my Instagram, pre-Instagram being what it is today. You know, it's been pinned onto pinboards so many times on Pinterest over the years that there was such a good feeling. There was something in my bones that felt like I'd healed that version of me, and I'd done something for that version of me, and I'd done something for 18-year-old me that was too scared to go out. Was too scared. She was petrified. 18-year-old me was not the me that I am today. I just feel like I've done things for her that have fixed me and healed me and whatever. Hence the emotions right now, I think. But it was, seeing that view was amazing. It was incredible. I'm never going to forget that moment where I was looking at it like, and I don't think you can see that from the video clips that I did film because it was very crowded and a very small spot. You are in quite a tight quarter, like it's almost like a balcony view. We had a few hours left after that and I needed to go pick up something for a friend. He'd asked me to collect something for him. So we then had to go downtown for that, which is fine. It just meant we got to see another area that we hadn't seen yet. But it also meant that we went to Target and went to Barnes & Noble, which was like two things that I wanted to do all in one. I managed to go get myself a book and we managed to go get some snacks and some last minute presents from Target while we were there. So that was a nice little way to round up the trip. We ended up doing a lot more walking than we anticipated, but we got to see some things. We got to see a new area. I got to help out a friend. I got some more snacks and I got to go into Barnes & Noble, which I think to any American watching this are probably going to be like, what's so special about that? To any UK person watching this, I might be like, what's so special about that? But if you've watched films and watched TV shows that have like an author as the main character that wants to get a book out or whatever, there's always something about it being at Barnes & Noble. And I don't know, it just felt iconic to me and I really wanted to do it. That's what we did. We managed to go do it. I managed to pick myself up a book. And then that was the end of the day. That was the end of the trip. We ended up getting in a taxi and going to the airport. So our hotel actually runs taxis to the airport at a flat fee. But I will say, the lady that picked us up that drove us charged us more than what the flat fee was, and I wasn't in the mood to argue it, to be honest. I just paid it. So I don't know whether that's a problem on the hotel's part getting the wrong price or whether she overcharged us a little bit. But either way, we needed to get to the airport, so there was no point arguing it. The process getting through the airport was so much smoother than I anticipated. So my only experience of America is Florida, and the Florida airport was a lot more intense, a lot busier, a lot, you know, whatever. Whereas New York, and maybe it was because it was 8 o'clock at night, who knows. The rest of the flight was smooth sailing. We just kind of got on, chilled, had food, slept. Didn't watch any films because we weren't given any headphones, but actually it meant that we got to get the sleep that we needed. Then we had to travel home from London to Birmingham during yesterday afternoon, and that was tedious, let's say. It was smooth sailing. It was just long. It's a very long process. It's 2 tube lines to Euston Station, and then we had to get a train from Euston back to where we live. And basically, we're now home. The holiday has been and gone now. As a whole, it was a really good holiday. But I thought I could show you all of the things I bought while I was over there. Didn't spend too much money, but I did get some pieces and I thought I would share them with you. When we went to the Disney store, Mum was determined to buy me a present, which was very nice of her. Thank you, Mum. And Dad, actually, because I think this is from both of you. And one of the things I decided to go for, which was a bit of a whim, was the Mickey Mouse ears. I don't really think they suit my head now. I've actually got them. But I really wanted a pair of just plain black ears because I've got loads of mini ears. I just don't have any Mickey ones. These were $34.99 and then add on tax after. That would be good, being as I am going back to Florida in like a month and a half now. And then one of the things I couldn't walk away from was the Statue of Liberty Minnie Mouse plush. Like, how freaking adorable is she? So she's actually available in 2 sizes. There's a smaller size and then there's the bigger size. I ended up getting the bigger size in the end because I don't really know what the price difference was. She was $39.99, so I imagine the other one could have been $20. If Disney Store cast member Sarah can remember rightly, I'd imagine the smaller one would have been $19.99. Oh no, this was $39. So maybe that was $29.99. This could, the smaller one could have been anything from $19.99 to $29.99, and then this one was $39.99. So we just went for the bigger one. And apparently I wasn't picking enough things. Mum wanted to treat me more, so I was like, I'll just take this one and then we'll leave it. I haven't taken the tag off yet because it pains me to do it. I like doing it. I like the tags being off, but it pains me to do it. But I did sleep with her last night because obviously. But yeah, she's got like her Disney stuff and everything, and then most of the things are little trinkets just to remind me of the holiday. For most of the Disney fans, I feel like you'll know this, but pin trading and pin collecting is a thing. I have started my own little pin collection over on this wall here, but I have like 3 different cubes of corkboard. One that has just like general little like notes and things, one that has my Disney pins, and then another one that has random pins, miscellaneous pins if you will. So I brought some more add to it. I forgot I brought one of these and now I have a few too many that are very similar. On the first night that we arrived, we obviously went to the Empire State Building. So because there was one there, I got the Empire State Building pin. Are you focused? I can't tell. Yeah, I couldn't resist it. I thought it was really, really cute. So we've got that one now. We then ended up in a souvenir shop just to get some tacky gifts for everyone. And then I got this New York Apple pin because it just made sense, to be honest. So I got the New York Apple pin. This is the one I forgot about. But I like it, it's cute. The problem I now have because of having that one is when we were at Top of the Rock, I picked up this very, very iconic I Heart New York thing. I did want to get a t-shirt because a friend brought me back one when I was like 15, and I wore it to death, so I wanted to replace that because I haven't had one since, but I forgot. And then obviously you've watched the vlogs now, you'll know the story behind the firefighter thing and my brother being a firefighter and us kind of wandering around New York trying to find fire stations. I did end up getting a fire station pin, FDNY pin, because I just thought that made sense to kind of commemorate our little journey that we went on to go find these t-shirts for my brother. We only managed to get one t-shirt from one place, but I picked one up for myself as well. So I've got one for one of the fire stations. It's just got their crest on it, and then on the back it has FDNY and then which engine it was. I don't know, I thought that was really cool. It's probably just going to become a bit of a lounge t-shirt, but I just couldn't walk away from it. I do wish we'd been able to get him some more and get a variety of different ones. There is a fire station right outside where the World Trade Center is, and it would have been really special to get one of those t-shirts because they did have a sign on the door that said that they sell them. It's just when we rang the doorbell they didn't answer, so clearly they didn't want visitors, or they get too many so they don't answer the door, or they were busy, which is fine. Like, we're not going to be mad about it. And then also, I can't remember if I mentioned this on my Christmas vlog, but for the last like 10 years, I think, most years I buy myself a new Christmas decoration to like commemorate something that's happened that year, or you know, it's just a cute decoration. No, sometimes it doesn't even have to have a meaning. But I ended up getting this one. This again was one of the first things I bought when we got there. I thought it was really cute. It's going to like really match the tree, and it's going to be a nice little reminder for me and Mum. And then the rest of it is just snacks. So I ended up picking up some of the Ghirardelli chocolates, which everyone in the Florida vlogs buys, and they always rave about them. And I've never really understood it. I was like, okay, it's chocolate. I'm not a massive chocolate fan. I like chocolate, I just don't gravitate towards it. I usually like savoury snacks. But I did try the milk chocolate caramel ones while we were away, and they were to die for. So I brought myself some of the milk chocolate assortments to snack on. And then I obviously got some Sour Patch Kids, which we can get here. These aren't that big of a deal. I just wanted to buy some. The final thing I picked up were some fruit roll-ups. So I don't know if you remember the craze on TikTok. They were getting fruit roll-ups and putting ice cream in them. I saw these and I needed to do it, and I need some ice cream. I'm one step there. We don't get fruit roll-ups in the UK, so we can't really try it unless we get them, and I brought them home. I have just found these But there's a theme with the apple, as you can tell. But I got an iron-on patch because, again, that is something that I collect. I always buy an iron-on patch if they're available to put on something. I've just not yet found the thing to put them on. And also another collection thing, but this is more of a family thing, is a fridge magnet. I got a fridge magnet for our fridge downstairs, which I thought was well cute. And that is everything. That is everything that we got. That is the vlogs over and done with. That is our holiday over and done with. It was a dream come true. It was really nice to go on that holiday with my mum, to experience it with her. I think she enjoyed herself. She loved being on the camera, as you can probably tell. And we just, yeah, it was a really good holiday, and I'm really glad that we got to do it together. I think she probably would have liked a calmer holiday than what she got, because I was very fast-paced, all over the place. We did a lot of steps, we did a lot of walking, we covered a lot of areas in every day. It was very tiring. It was a very tiring holiday, but it was great, and it was just what we needed. And I have come home feeling very pleased with myself and really happy with the way that life has worked out and how life is going for me right now. I think I needed this holiday to be reminded of that. So go me. I hope you enjoyed the vlogs. I hope we made some form of sense. If you do have any questions, do leave them in the comments below, or come and chat to me over on Instagram at Sarah Lauren Blogs. That's usually where I'm at most of the time. I am quite active over there in comparison to anywhere else. So thank you so much for following along. Please do let me know which was your favourite part. Tell Mum how much you enjoyed watching her on the vlogs. The next time I see you, it's probably going to be the Florida vlog. So I guess I will see you in a couple of weeks' time. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.